Today's the big day, boys. Today's the day we finally start a new program. And finally, get back to making real gains. Fully recovered? Feeling good? It's time. Today is a good day, man. I feel really good. Feel rested. Feel ready to go. Shoot, bro. We're going to start this off with a weigh-in. Alright, guys, we made it. 275. 275.42. Major swoosh. Crazy drop. Wasn't actually expecting to be this low, but I will take it, man. Wow, what a great day. I'll tell you what. I mean, what a perfect day to start a new program. There's no need to dilly-dally. I'm going to go ahead and get dressed, showered, eaten something, and then, I'll see you guys in a second. All right. I'm a little excited. I can't lie. And you know what? The reason I'm excited is not like specifically because of the program that I'm running. That is not to say that I'm not excited during this program, because I am. I've had like a lack of hope for a while, and hopefully, no pun intended, so turn that around. Also, it's one of those things where you take a break from like high intensity training for a while to recover. Like if you've ever taken like a deload, it like kind of gets you itching to get back to regular weights and regular loads. And that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the program that I'm going to run. I wonder if I place this over here. Just trying to figure out what's the best way to do this without the glare in my glasses, although it might be unavoidable. The program that I am going to run right now is Strength Studio TT's The Total Specialist. Now, Strength Studio TT is multiple people, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's just one guy. So it's unclear whether or not Rondell Hunt wrote this program by himself. If he did, holy shit, bro. Might have to hire this man one day. But Rondell Hunt, aka deadlift_lord868 on Instagram, is one of the strongest motherfuckers on the planet. I actually saw this dude in person at the Corrupted Classic meet. I don't know if he broke a record that day, but I saw him lift in person, and he was just a monster of a dude. And so, let's take a look at this program. When you buy this program, you get a PDF also that comes with it that contains a bunch of video links. So these links, this thing is not a hyperlink. This is just it's very confusing. I don't know why they did it like this, but this is a hyperlink, and this is a hyperlink. If people were going to steal this program, containing the hyperlinks inside the sheet itself might, deter people from stealing it, essentially, because if you only get the sheet, you only get the sheet, you don't get the links. But I have watched a few of these videos. I don't have a lot of time to go over everything, because the PDF contains like a million videos, right? And the videos are not short either. Like, they are long as hell. So I don't have time to go over everything, but I did see a majority of this program breakdown video, which is about an hour and 20 minutes. And it's in depth. It already answered some questions, but let me just go over the sheet really quick. I'm not going to go over the program section because they'll be giving away the farm, and I'm not too sure the legality of that. But I will go over like some of this other stuff. So we'll go to the Start tab right here. And again, these are hyperlinks. Look at that. Okay, well, there you go. I'm not going to show you anything about that. But all of these hyperlinks are actually included in the PDF too. Let's go ahead and fill out our table right here. My name, Psych, not my actual name. 27. Yeah. My best squat is 420. My best bench press is 375, and my best deadlift is 405. Now, the reason I'm putting these in is these are conservative maxes, and usually when you're entering a program like this, you can be relatively conservative because most of this program is RPE based. If you buy the program, they go over all this in detail. But to put it very shortly, you don't want to use like a crazy grinder max, like an absolute max. You can use a training max, which is usually about a single at RP 8.5, 8, essentially. Or you could go based off of your like rep maxes, like what's your best triple, and you can kind of reverse engineer that into a max. I would not do anything above 6 reps, because after 6 reps, it kind of gets a little wonky with these predictions. Okay, starting body weight. We're just going to put 275 in here. It doesn't really matter, like the point. I'm just going to leave that right there. And then we can go into variations here. So one of the things that I really like about this program is it's very highly customizable. So if you go down the variations, they have several different variations for the deadlift. And they have even more, well, actually, the same amount of variations for the bench and not that many variations for the squat, but you know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do, for my primary deadlift variation, I'm probably going to do Romanians. And I think I could probably, if I were to RDL a single, which would be kind of crazy, but I think I could probably get 365. For the bench variant, I'm going to go Larson press. I like the idea of Larson press. It's essentially just a regular bench without your feet. So it's sort of like a very brute strength type lift and very good for muscle building. Plus, a lot of the other options like close grip feet up bench, it's kind of the same thing, except of course using a close grip. You got tempo, it's okay. You got floor press, not a huge fan. Spoto, even less of a fan. Regular close grip bench. I think there actually is close grip benching on this program, so you don't need to worry about that. And then you can do Larson also as well. It's interesting to me that for the deadlift variation, you can just pick deadlifts if you want to deadlift again. I'm not going to do that, but you can if you desire. I bet I could Larson press at least 335. Probably even closer to 350 if I'm being realistic, but we'll leave it at 335 for now. Squat variations. I'm tempted to go like a paused or a tempo squat. But I think with the way that my bicep has been injured and my sort of still trying to figure out the mobility of the shoulders here, despite the fact that I squat high bar, I kind of don't want to overdo it a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and select SSB. Again, just to be on the safe side and keeping the health of the shoulders in mind. And I could probably SSB 385. That's my prediction. Okay, so now we're in the stress section here. This is another way that they customize the volume on the program. They basically tailor this program very specifically to your individual needs. All the programs from Strength Studio TT are like this, and that's why I really wanted to run one of their programs. And this is a powerlifting program, and that's what I wanted to do for the rest of the year is work on my total. So, how stressful is your life outside the gym? I'd say I'm pretty stressed out, so I'm going to go for a 1. Like, my sleep is not very good. I've got a lot of things on my mind all the time. And it's just, I've had a very rough time, right? So I'm going to select a 1. And the thing with this, guys, is you have to be super critical of yourself and super objective. And when in doubt, err on the side of caution. Do not overestimate your capabilities. Trust me, when it comes to things like this, and they make it clear in the video too, but even from personal experience, you want to err on the side of under-representing your capabilities or undershooting versus overshooting, because the thing about doing too much is that it's actually detrimental, and I think it's more detrimental than not doing enough. Personally, going to be very critical, very conservative, very objective, and we are going for 1. I think my life is pretty stressful right now. First question, rate my ability to recover from volume on squat. I'm going to go for a 2. And the reason I'm going to go for a 2 is because I know the only thing holding me back on volume for squat is work capacity. I'm actually very, very well built to squat. Like, I have, I think, shorter femurs. So my squat actually, it doesn't travel that much. So I can actually handle a lot more. But the thing is, my work capacity is going to hold me back. So I'm going to kind of have those two cancel out and say that we are at a 2. I can handle an average amount of volume. I'm going to also rate my tech a 2. I think my squat is okay. It's not great, but I think it's not terrible. And then also I'm going to keep the same 2 for intensities, even though I think I could probably handle higher intensities. I haven't really tested the limits of what I can do in terms of squatting, so I'm going to leave that as a 2. So all these are going to be 2. And now the bench press. Volume-wise, I think sometimes I get too much volume, and that's what kind of causes some overuse injuries, specifically in my wrists and in the elbow. So this is going to be a 2. This is probably the only 3 on this whole program, and that is benching. I think I'm very, very good at benching. I think that's like I'm practically flawless. I have one issue on the bench, and that is bar position in the hand, right? That's why my wrists are always really bent back, but I still feel like it hasn't held me back in any way, shape, or form in terms of benching. So I'm going to say that my technique on bench is a 3. And actually, I don't think I recover well from high-intensity benching. I think I'm much better as a volume bencher, doing sets of like 5s and higher rep stuff on the bench is what I've observed in the past has versus like hammering heavy singles all the time. It doesn't really translate that well to my 1 rep max, which is weird to me. I don't really understand it too much. Actually, I don't know. I'm gonna leave this at 2. We're gonna just leave this at 2. Now for the deadlift, my worst lift. Rate my ability to recover from volume on deadlifts. Well, I would say it is a 1. I usually can't recover from too much volume, and that is because my range of motion is insanely long. So, like, when I was doing the Barbell Brigade powerlifting program, and I was doing, like, sets of 8 on deadlifts, it was awful. So, I'm going to say that that's a 1. I'm also going to rate my deadlift technique as a 1, because I know that it's my worst lift, and it is the lift that I miss the most amount of lifts. Like, I've maybe failed a few benches in my life. I've only failed to squat like maybe a couple of times, but I failed a ton of deadlifts, and I think it's almost entirely technical, especially when I get past the knees. So I'm going to rate my tech a 1. Not efficient. That's what it says. Not very efficient. And then high intensities. I think I recovered from intensity a little bit better than volume. But honestly, even then, man, I think it might be a 1. I might leave that one a 2. Could take a look at some of these other tabs, specifically the FAQs tab. So this is kind of showing you different exercise, like intensity techniques and programming styles that they're going to do. We've got fatigue drop sets, which is a lot of fun. One thing I want to highlight here is rest times. This is a powerlifting program. So the rest times are going to be insanely long. These workouts can take like 2.5 hours, if I remember back in the day. But they don't advise you to rest more than 5 minutes in between sets. 6 if you really need it. You could be very strict about your rest times and get this done in a very efficient manner. But that's one of the things that I'm always worried about is rest times. And there's a bunch of other stuff here. I'm not going to go over any of this. And that's it, guys. That's probably what I'm going to be running is the Strength Studio TT Total Specialist. I'm very excited to run this program. There's a few reasons I picked this. First of all, it's a 15-week program. And if my memory serves, there's like 14 and some change left in the year. So if I play my cards right, I can actually finish this program by the end of the year, or it will be in the first week of January. Number 2, this is a powerlifting program. not a power building program, not some bodybuilding program that I've thrown the squat and the deadlift into. This is a powerlifting program, and my main goal, gym-wise, lift-wise, for the rest of the year, is to PR the total. That's what I want to do, especially the lower body lifts. I could deal with like maybe hanging on to or losing 10, 15 pounds on my bench, but I really want to PR the squat and deadlift and PR my total this year. And this is kind of my last shot to do that. So that's another reason I started this program. Number 3, like I said, I have always wanted to run a Strength Studio TT program. The guys who are at Strength Studio TT, they know their shit. And just by looking at the program and looking at some of the calculations that are made in this program, it's like next level thinking. Like, this is stuff that I really want to learn how to do, how they manage to predict these things and what goes into the process of acquiring this like knowledge. Like, how do they figure this shit out? Those are the 3 main reasons why I want to run this program. I better get ready for the gym. No pre today, nothing, just kind of raw dogging it, you know. But also it's kind of late in the afternoon and I don't want to take pre-workout because I'm at that age where if I take caffeine beyond a certain time, I will not go to sleep for like a few hours, even laying in bed in the dark. And I know it didn't used to be like that. When I was a kid, I used to drink Monster and then fall asleep like 40 minutes later. No issue. I don't know what happened to me. But, man, I miss those days. Anyway. Dilly-dallied long enough. Let's get into day 1 of the Total Specialist, bro. Let's go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first commentary of the Total Specialist. Day 1 had us hit a top set of 4 at a RPE 6.5, and I selected 295 pounds. And I'm very happy to say that, personally, I feel I estimated very adequately. Bench is kind of still in a weird spot for me, but I'll get to that in just a second. The back-offs were fatigue drop sets. So what a fatigue drop is essentially is you have a target amount of reps and a target amount of sets. So you drop to the weight that the program gives you, which in this case obviously was technically 277, but 275. And you do as many sets as you can of the reps until you hit the RPE cap of your top set. And then you put in how many sets you did, and then it might drop you again. Of course, I did all 4 sets with 275, so I didn't get it dropped. But if I had gotten, let's say, only 3 sets, and I feel like I hit that 6.5 RPE, it probably would have dropped me to something like 260 or something like that. So that's how these fatigue drops work. It's a very interesting concept. Reminds me a lot of the old school, like reactive training systems method, like the original RTS method. If anybody's read the RTS manual, which I skimmed over. I need to actually read it because it's one of the most important pieces of modern lifting literature. But yeah, overall, bench is feeling a little weird still. Not really 100% on the tech. I think I'm overthinking my descent because of the bicep issue, but every set moved pretty smooth. Just like these incline dumbbell presses, I'm linearly progressing these. It's supposed to be 67 RPE for 3 sets of 10, but I'm linearly progressing them until I feel like I hit that RPE, and then, we'll just pay more attention to RPE-based loading. But like I said, 3 sets of 10, 75 pounds, knocked them out, no prob. And then they drop you for the 4th set for an AMRAP. So the weight was supposed to be 68, but of course I don't have access to 68 or 67.5 pound dumbbells. So I did 70s for an AMRAP, and I got 15. It was an AMRAP to an RPE 6, and very happy with that result. That's a PR for me, technically. So even when I'm not even trying, I can hit PRs, which is it's a good place to be, I think. Next, we had some chest-supported rows. I used the plate-loaded machine. I didn't record my top set for some reason, which is 115. That's on each side. That was 6 reps at an RP 6 to 7. And then you drop them to 95 on each side for me for 3 sets 10, 12. And I got 3 sets of 10, I believe, on these. So in a good spot for this. Might increase next week, might not, and try to do like the reps, but we'll see what happens. Using the neutral grip here because I think I do have a more pronated grip later, but I like the neutral grip anyway. So yeah, chest supported plate loaded machine. Banging them out. Wish I had a chest supported T-bar. That's what I really want to do. Got wide grip lat pull downs. This is another accessory movement that I am linearly progressing, so wasn't even close to the RPE cap, but I figure I can kind of get away with it at week 1, let's be honest here. Just banged down 3 sets of 10 with 125 pounds. No problemo. Then we had a giant set, mega superset, tri-set for our finisher here. This was dumbbell laterals into preachers into tricep press downs. 3 sets of 12 to 15 with the laterals and 3 sets of 10 to 12 with both the press downs and the curls. All 6 to 7 RPE, which I think I'm still, again, linearly progressing until we get to the RPE cap. Got 3 sets of 25 for 15 on the laterals, 3 sets of 12 on the preachers with 40, and 3 sets of 12 with 60 pounds on the tricep press downs. And afterwards, we had GHD crunches, but the GHD was taken, and honestly, I don't even know if I could do a GHD crunch, because that's pretty hardcore ab work. But I did some machine crunches instead, which I did not record. I need to get into the ab work a little bit more specifically and really plan out my exercise selection there because there's abs on every day, which is something I'm actually used to because of the Barbell Brigade Powerbuilding program. Anyways, that's the end. Really like the superset, honestly. It was a lot of fun. It gave me a nice pump. If I was wearing like a cutoff or a stringer, would have been even nicer, but I'm still feeling a little body conscious at this weight. But overall, this day went very good. I think because my motivation was so high, I was just feeling great being on a new program and feeling like I'm going to make a lot of progress and already setting PRs. So I'm just feeling good right now. Hopefully this feeling lasts for a while and I can really get into it and hit some finally PR the total after feeling like forever since I hit a lower body lift PR, but excited, feeling good. This day was great. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.
Ha! You guys thought that was the end? Psych. No, but I mean, realistically, it's almost the end. I mean, this is the outro clip, and back at the crib, just chilling, about to start the editing process, and yeah, hopefully good things to come, man. I'm excited, once again, reiterating that I'm ready to hit some PRs. Hopefully this will translate to a nice, crispy total PR with major lower body tonnage being lifted. Hopefully this bears fruit because this year has been very frustrating for me, not just in lifting, but in general. So really looking for a W here, finally. That being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to peace out right now, and I'm going to catch you in the next one.